Let's go.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. And everybody's really busy, but we're investing in our profession, so it's awesome. And I think we're going to walk away after 2 hours here with some great tools to leverage our business. So, before we get into the content, I want to kind of paint the picture a little bit. Think back to a deal that you recently closed, and you got the haul insurance bound, you got the financing, you made great margin there, all the reserve. You sold the warranty, you sold the Vantage. It was picture perfect. Customer had a great experience. They were in your office, maybe, and maybe not. Think and share with us in the chat feature what was one thing that you did exceptionally well to get those results. So we'll give everybody a minute or so. I know with this group, that's like that scenario is every single deal. So this should be pretty easy, right? So lots of key points here, and I think it's a combination of many things, but the underlier is building rapport. So, Jameson, you said building rapport, solid rapport. Can you share how you build rapport with customers prior to the closing?
Yeah, I mean, it's ideally you meet them in person here at the showroom when the guys are selling the boat. But if not, it's just whether it's in person or over the phone. I tend to just talk about anything but the transaction, really. I mean, it's just talking about trying to find something to meet in the middle of some ground, something in common. Just talk about boating, talk about boat, where they live, their interests. So really, before I even get into the transaction, you tend to like build some trust ahead of time.
Yeah, and to take that a little bit further, do your sales team members, share anything around format on the customer? Are you finding that yourself? Are you going into HubSpot? How are you finding that commonality prior to, your first interaction with the customer?
Yeah, I mean, it's good because a lot of our customers are local, and so we just talk about the area and but yeah, I mean the sales guys do a good job of setting me up with some type of nugget that I can go in and just like right from the get-go talk on that matter before I even get into the sales.
Yeah, great point there. And again, many shared it. And Adam said something really impactful too, and that's a great presentation. Adam, how do you deliver a great presentation to your closings?
I mean, I just kind of do the same thing every time. I just show them all the products, why they need them. No real magic to it. Just I present everything every time, and I just make it as appealing as possible.
Yeah, so again, tons of great points in here. We got to focus on them all. So if everybody, whether it's through the camera or just using one of the reactions, can just give a thumbs up if you think doing all of those things and possibly more is equally important on a remote closing as it is if the customer is in front of you. Let's just go around the horn. So I agree, and that's exactly why we're here, because we found, and really hearing from most of you, that a lot of our business is shifting and has been for quite a while, to remote. And so we've got a clear, huge opportunity to maximize the deal and the income, but we got to be better than the competition, and we got to be innovative, and we got to make it really engaging and connect with people. So on that, I want to introduce you to the group. Rick, he heads up the Dale Carnegie Institute of Tampa. And Rick, take it off. We're excited to be here with you today.
All right, thanks, Tyler. I appreciate that. Great introduction and great use of the tools, Tyler. Very good, well-facilitated start for that. Honored to be here today, everybody, to help you work on virtual selling. About 6 months ago, I built a program for Dale Carnegie on how to sell virtually. and it's taken off globally. It's a new global program, and you're going to get some insights today. They're going to really help you be awesome in the virtual world if you're open to it, right? Make some changes. So a couple of things. If you look for chat down the bottom, it should have the open your chat up if you would, everybody. Maybe you've already done that, and put the word hello in the chat. Let's all do that real quick. Put hello on there if you would. You can use any language you'd like for that. Good, good, good. A lot of English. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, good. We're going to use the chat quite a bit today while we have discussions. We're also going to use the reaction button down on the bottom. If you would, click on the reaction button and just test out some of those different ones. You got a handshake or like applause and a thumbs up and, oh, I love that comment, you know, and that's hilarious. Use a couple of those, get familiar with those. Really good. There's a lot of functionality here. And then underneath chat, that's all we've got, I think, for that. We don't have this other function. Okay, so we're going to be using those today to kind of share information and learn about that. Let me share my screen with everybody, and we'll get started. I find it's best for these meetings if you go to kind of the grid view of the photos. You can get a look at everybody, right? And maybe make my PowerPoint a little bit smaller and make the photos a little bit bigger. You can drag those around a little bit to get them right. Let me close this window here. Okay, make that a little larger. Give me 1 second. So kind of get your windows set up so you can see everybody through the grid view. Okay, make it a little bit higher. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see both PowerPoint now and you can see everybody else in the meeting room kind of working together that way. You got to kind of move it around a little bit. If you have a question, just raise your hand up. We'll try to help you get that set up properly before we continue on. Let me get one more on here. Okay. Okay, good. Well, you should have your chat open now. You should have your windows open. And also there's the thing for participants. You may want to open that up too and click on that and have that available and open. I can see at the bottom of that. Give me 1 second. Get that open too. Good. I can see kind of things from that. Okay, on Carrie, on the participant window, is there anything at the bottom they can do? Those two dots, do they give them a raised hand if they have that? Does it have that function on it?
Mine shows raised hand. So
Okay.
invite, mute me, raise hand.
Okay, so everybody give me a raised hand if you would. Find that down the bottom, participant. Put the raised hand on the bottom of that one. Raise that up also. Jameson got it. There you go. Oh, they're coming in pretty quick. We'll keep that raised hand. If you have a question throughout the session today, feel free to put the raised hand up also. You can take it off now if you will. I don't know if you can drop yours down or not.
You can. It says lower hand.
Yeah, so lower down. But if you have a question throughout the session today, happy to help you with that and give you a little insight on that part. Okay, let me do this. Oh, one more. That's good. Okay, all right. All right, really good. All right, let's get started, everybody. So hi, everybody. I'm Rick Gallegos, and I'm going to be your trainer today. I run the franchise here in Tampa, Florida. I've done a lot of work with your team so far to get ready for this, so excited to help you improve. We're going to start by looking at our presence, right? What type impression do we make? In the chat, if you would, what's your definition of presence? Well, what is that? What is your definition of presence? Take a moment, go to chat, and pop that in there, what you think presence is when you think about that first question. And we'll get a couple to respond to that. Okay, undivided impressions is good. Good. We'll get a few more. Okay, just type in the chat. Make sure it goes to everyone. Good service, having knowledge. That's good. Presence is kind of engagement, according to Austin. Strong connection. Okay, on participant, everyone, just so I can have your first names, if you can Carrie, you have to show them how to do this, but on participants, if you'll click on your name, you can rename yourself. Carrie, give them a quick direction on that from your point of view, if you would.
Yeah, so from our point of view, if you see your thumbnail of yourself, the video of yourself, there should be maybe a little blue box with 3 dots in the upper right corner. If you click on that, you'll see something that says rename. Go ahead and click on rename. And Rick, are you asking them to put their first and last name in there, or at least their first?
Yeah, put your first last name on everyone so I can use that for kind of working with the group today. That'll help a bunch.
Is there anyone that doesn't see how to do that?
Looks like they're getting on that.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. I'm on a cell phone though.
Okay, yours is showing as Adam, so you're good.
You're fine, Adam.
We've at least got your first name. We're good.
There you go. Cool. That's very, very helpful. All right. And I recommend that whenever you're in a virtual meeting to have your first and last name below it so they know who you are. If it has your initial, they may forget your name. It won't help you that much. I had a guy, I did a meeting in Baltimore about a month ago, and there was a guy and his name was Janitas, Unitas. And I called him Janitas, and he goes, my name's not Janitas. And I said, what's your name? And he goes, first name is John. It's John Unitas. And I went, And I go, that's a real famous name. And he goes, like Johnny Unitas? And he goes, he's my dad. So yeah, first initial, last name doesn't always work that way. Get both names on there. Well, Dale Carnegie always said that we build trust with people based on 4 factors. And they're right here in front of you, okay? And these are the 4 things that people use to determine whether they really trust you or not. So when we're online, they're really thinking about this. The first thing is kind of what we do, right? Are we on time? Are we prepared? Are we ready? If we're not, it could erode trust. The second thing is how we look. If we look sloppy or have ineffective kind of backgrounds and stuff, that may make an impression on them. The third part is what we say. Do we talk too much? Are we concise? And the last thing is, how do we say things? Are we exciting or are we just too low key? They're always going to be evaluating those areas. For the group, which one do you typically use to build trust with someone when you're online? Of these 4 in the chat, put there, which one do you think has the biggest impact of how you build trust with someone? And we'll take a peek at the chat and see what you have to say on that. So which one of those 4 do you think is really important for you if you're going to evaluate what they say, how they say it, how they look, or what they do? Interesting. A couple of you are saying what we do, right? Hey, Ross, you put there on being on time and prepared. And you're looking good today, Ross. Tell me about that. Why is that so important?
Yeah, I just think that if you're not prepared for something, the customer is expecting you to be and expecting, the best. And if you're stumbling around and waiting on something, they're going to think you're an amateur, not a professional, and the closing is going to end up like that.
So Ross, what do you do to make sure you're prepared every time? What's kind of your go-to strategy?
First of all, is communication to the customer to make sure that I have enough time to do what I need to do to be prepared. And then second is that they have the communication that they are expecting not to close tomorrow, but maybe in 3 days from now. So that I have plenty of time to do what I need to do and double check my stuff before they walk in.
Absolutely right. Hey, if you agree with Ross that you got to be prepared, give me a thumbs up, everybody. You're like, hey, I completely agree. We got to be prepared that way. Yeah, I agree with that too, Ross. Well said, well said. Let's look at one more example. Jameson, you said it's how we say things, right? Not what we say, but how we say that. Why is that so important for building trust, do you think?
I mean, anyone can say anything, right? But it's how we present it. If we're genuine about it, if we are sincere, if we come across, concerned and helpful.
It makes a difference, right, in how we do this.
Definitely.
And so, yeah, absolutely. So they can pick up on that. Do you notice that customers will pick up on that, Jameson? Will they pick up kind of how you're acting, what you're doing, what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely do it that way. So today we're going to work on 2 areas. We're going to really focus on these 2, which is going to be a little bit on how we look, right? Our personal impression and how we say things in this very first segment, because both of them are important to build virtual trust. So we'll focus on 4 things, and these are pretty straightforward of what we're going to work on here. The first one's going to be really kind of our camera and our microphone, right? How good is that? Because it's got to be, we want to set a very high standard for this. And the other 2 areas are going to be our lighting we use and our background. Let's see, raised hand again if you've heard anything about this online, the importance of this. Give me a raised hand if you said, I've heard about this, I know it's important. I know Jonna has, because she's been in training with me before. A couple of you have, not many really have so far. Let's take a look at how do we improve this so that when we have a client buying a big boat, that we have the most professional look we're looking for. So the first a couple guidelines on the camera that you're using today. Here's some basic guidelines, right? So if you would, in chat, put down there, of the 1 to 5, which one do you think is most important for you? Of these 5, which one's most important for you when you're going to be with a customer? And you can just put the number in there if you want in chat, and we'll talk about a couple of those. Yeah, which one is really significant and important when we have that? Yep, good. Okay, good. There's a bunch of different ones on there. Okay, Lance, you said number 1 right off the top. So Lance, why number 1? Why kind of looking at the webcam? Why is that so important?
So that people know that you're actually talking with them and that they have your full attention for the most part.
Yeah, so when you look at the camera, it makes a big difference, right?
Yes, without a doubt.
Lance, what happens if I talk to you like this? If I say, hey, you know, tell me why that's so important or why you think about that. What impact does that have when I don't look at you when I'm talking to you?
Well, it's kind of the same thing if you're sitting across a desk from somebody and they keep looking at their computer screen while they're talking to you. It shows that they're not really as interested in you. They're more interested in something else.
Yeah, it's not easy to do, but we want to talk to the camera. You did a very good job of that, Lance, of doing that very effectively. Hey, Scott, you put number 3 about background distractions. Scott Callahan, tell me about that. Why is that important for you to make sure you get that right?
I just feel as if kind of communicating virtually is hard enough. So having background distractions is just something that you can control, and you can just keep it simple and not have to worry about background distractions, and you can get to the point and what you need to communicate properly with.
Yeah, hey, Scott, what's the craziest thing you've seen so far in the background? What's been popping around the back of the background so far you've seen?
I've seen like sports teams, sometimes classic, the water picture, boat pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in school is crazy when there's kids doing backgrounds.
Yeah, all the time, right? So we want to make sure our background's really clear. And everybody, your camera, you ideally want it at eye level. See, it's the camera, if my camera is kind of at eye level, that's where you want it. If your laptop has a camera down low, it tends to make you're looking down on people in your view. So you want to move it up a little bit. A couple of books can help, or a little box, but you can get it up a little bit higher, okay? Well, let's see how good you can do this, all right? Is everybody on mute? Put yourself on mute if you would. Let's do a quick introduction, all right? But it's for yourself. Introduce yourself, your name, your location, why you love working for MarineMax, but say it right to the camera. See the camera right here? Hi, camera. Right to the camera. See if you can do that. Give it a shot. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Introductions. No, on mute. Go, please.
Hi, my name is.
All right, good. Now I'm watching all of you right here to get a quick view of who can do that, who can't. Why is it difficult to speak to the camera? In chat, put a quick note. Why is it hard to do that? Why is it hard to talk right to the camera all the time? Yeah, Mike got a good point there. The screen's kind of staring at us a little bit. Yeah, you don't really have eye contact with them, what to look for, right? Yeah, if your camera's up a little bit, that's tough too, right? All those are great ideas. Well, to be a trusted advisor for our clients, we have to connect. And the way we connect is looking to the camera, right? We call that internally, we call that breaking the fourth wall. Who has an idea what that? Who's ever heard that term before? Breaking the fourth wall. Raise your hand up if you've ever heard of that. Greg, what is that? What's breaking the fourth wall? Tell them real quick. Come on, audio, Greg. You're still connected. Greg, try it one more time. Make sure you click the mute button and then come on. There you go.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me? All right.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
breaking the fourth wall. So for example, if you're watching a movie, the actor will speak directly to the audience. So looking right into the camera.
Yep. There's a couple of classic movies like that. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a classic movie where he just talks to the camera and says that. They never do that. Well, when we're presenting, we're breaking the fourth wall all the time. We're always looking at the camera. That's not that easy to do. That takes a little bit of practice. And Jacqueline put there, no one likes how they look on camera, how they sound. Yep. So we got to kind of get over that and kind of get used to that. Jacqueline, tell us about that. Can you talk, Jacqueline, in the car? What do you think? I don't have her audio connected. Your audio is not connected, Jacqueline, unfortunately. Yeah, it's okay. All right, pop back on it. But I agree with you that that's an important part. So we want to talk directly to the camera. Number 2 is going to be audio, kind of our sound. How do we sound so far? So how many are using a laptop microphone? Raise your hands, please. Okay. If you after the meeting today, if you'll go into settings, you can turn your volume all the way up on your microphone. You have to play around with settings and find that and turn it up. Also, in Zoom, under the microphone where it has audio, let me find that, where it says mute. Everybody see the little icon? It says mute. There's a down arrow. You see that? If you go into your audio settings, you can also turn your microphone all the way up. I highly recommend that, to turn off automatically adjust and just keep it all the way up for the highest fidelity from your laptop, right? So that'll help you sound better when you talk to a customer. So you can make that quick change. I use a USB mic to talk into it, right? So if you want better sound for your desktop, that helps a little bit. They vary from about $40 to about $120. Pretty good microphones. Mine's got a little screw in the back for my guitar amp, my guitar wire. If I want to jam a little bit, I can plug in the back here and do both. No guitar today, okay? Today we just do training today. Okay, backgrounds. What is wrong with this background, everybody? Take a look at it and tell me. It's a BBC reporter in the chat. What is the problem here, Lance? Give me an idea of that, man. What's wrong there? What's going on with this guy? How long is he going to keep his job?
I don't see anything wrong.
Yep.
It looks like he's a little tired today. It was a rough night. So he rolled out of bed and got on the video call.
I think his mommy told him he was going to be on the news in 5 minutes and had to brush his hair. Yeah, let's take a look there. Not professional. He's a slob. Probably lives at home. I mean, can you believe this picture I found right after the pandemic started, and I grabbed the screenshot of that, and I just can't believe that was on television, right? So let's be aware that people are going to be looking at your background, right? We want it to be clean, simple, and not distracting, okay? That's the key part of that, and we'll evaluate some of those. Next is lighting, okay? So lighting is important. Let me give you an example of that. So I use a forward light called a ring light. Let me turn it off for a second. If I turn it off, everybody see what happens? About half my face gets really dark, and it's a little more ineffective that way. So when I turn it back on, I get more balanced lighting that way. I also have a big window over here. Everybody see the window coming in now, the sunlight? So when it's not rainy, I get a little sun over here. So we really want balanced light as much as possible. In the chat, put there, what number is your lighting right now? Where would you say it is right now? And our group looks pretty good today. We're not overexposed or underexposed or too much fluorescent. But where do you think you are right now from 1 to 6? Yeah, a couple 4s. A lot of 6s. A lot of you guys think you're 6s. That's good. A couple of extra bright. I can lower mine a little bit. Yep. Okay, those are good. But we want to be aware of lighting, everyone. You can buy these little small lights on Amazon for like $6, and they'll put some lighting on you, and they'll fix the balance of your face so you look lit properly. Don't be afraid to buy one of these. Everybody have a pen? Do you have one of these things? I used to use these back in the day when we didn't have virtual meetings. Everybody got one of these? Pen and paper. Everybody got that? Give me a nod of the head if you got one. Write this down if you would, please. Write this down. Come on, Lance, write it down. Okay. So if you would, write down there, consider buying a ring light. Best Buy, about $50. It'll give you, in a dark room, a perfect look when you're presenting. It's one of the best ways. Now, Greg's outside with Mother Nature. So, Greg, you've got the natural lighting, which is good. But if we're inside, we may need a little lighting to get us to look right. Okay? That definitely helps a little bit. And here's an example of the little light I'm talking about that you can help with. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a few of you get some introductions. Just tell us to the whole group, tell us your name, your location, why you love working there. And then we're going to give you a quick evaluation of a couple of things. We're going to evaluate your microphone, right? How does the mic sound? So you're going to hear kind of some feedback on that. How's your webcam? In other words, are you centered? Is there just a small amount of room above your head? How does that look? Number 3 is going to be your lighting. Okay, how does that look? And then number 4 is the background. Is it clean, simple, or does it distract us a little bit? Okay, we want no distractions if possible. Tyler, I had Carrie do the one last time. I'm going to have you do it this time, all right? So quick introduction, and then we're going to vote from 1 to 5. So the scores are going to be excellent 5, very good 4, good 3, low quality 2, and a 1 is see me after the program. I need to talk to you afterwards and help you, okay? Let's go, Tyler. Here's the quote. There we go. Okay. Just name, company, and why you love working for MarineMax, okay?
So my name is Tyler Layton. I work for MarineMax Team Support, and I love working for MarineMax because it's like playing for the New York Yankees.
All right, everybody. How was his microphone on a scale of 1 to 5? What do you think? Give me a score. What do you think? You can use your hand for this, everybody. Use your hands for this. It's easier, right? 1 to 5. What do you think? Tyler, your mic sounds great. Okay, it's very, very clear. It comes through good. How about his webcam, everybody? His angle of his shot. 1 to 5. What do you think? I'm going to give him a 4.5. I'm going to give you 4.5 on that one. You're getting some 4s and 5s. How about his lighting, everybody? What do you think? As far as having some forward lighting and stuff, very good. Has good lighting. And then what do you think of the background? He's got some books back there, kind of clean looking. 1 to 5. What do you think? Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to say it's really good. All right, good job, Tyler. You pass, all right? So we're learning about our executive presence, everyone, that we want to keep building it that way. Justine, would you be next, please? Come on, audio, Justine. Quick introduction.
Hi, I'm Justine Stellan. I work for MarineMax Huntington, and I love boating, and I've been doing the job a long time, and I love it. I don't know what else to say.
What's the weather out there in Huntington Beach today?
No, in Huntington, New York, the weather's beautiful. We have a beautiful, cool day.
Okay.
Very sunny and a perfect boating full day.
Huntington, Long Island, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, great example of that. Ready for some scores?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Let's give us some feedback, everybody. How's your microphone? 1 to 5. I'm going to say 5. It's really good. It sounds perfectly clear. How about her webcam shot? What do you think? Not background, but just her webcam. Very good. Now, Justine, just a tip. If it could come up a little bit, it may be a little better. Just a little bit. You're almost perfect, but just up a little tiny bit may help. Just a little bit. How about, look, hey, Justine, look at us. Justine, hold on. Don't disappear. Come back. Come back. How about lighting, everybody? 1 to 5. Lighting. What do you think? Yeah, you got good lighting in there too. And then she's got a beautiful background. What do you think of the background, everybody? 1 to 5. What do you think? You got some cross the board stuff. So it's very pretty. Maybe a little too much on there, but for right now, we're gonna let that say it's pretty good, right? It's an interesting background for that. I always say less is more, so if you can do a little bit less. All right, Justine, you get to pick someone. Who do you want to see her from next?
Rob Villani.
Yeah, because he gave you a 2. Let's give Rob.
right.
That's exact. Thank you. Very good, Justine. All right, Rob, you
love
ready?
that.
They always do. They always do. Rob,
There's a lot going on.
let's go, Rob. By the way, Rob, where are you? Where are you located?
Currently, I'm in Ship Bottom, New Jersey.
Okay, good. Let's go. What's the name, location, why you love it so much?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Robert Villani. I'm a business manager with Ship Bottom in Brick, New Jersey. I love working for MarineMax because I have a huge passion for boating and meeting new customers.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, everybody, ready? Microphone, what do you think? 1 to 5. I'm going to give him a 5, right? How about webcam? What do you think? What do you think on webcam? Okay. How can he improve it? Jonna, give him a tip. How can he improve his webcam? What can he do?
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I just did something. He can raise it up.
A little bit, right? So, Rob, just a little tiny bit. Yeah, that's okay. And here's the thing, everybody. When we're looking down on our laptop, it sends a subconscious message that we're looking down on the person, and that's not ideal. We really want to be at that eye level with them as if you're in a meeting. So, Rob, at the break, don't worry. Oh, there you go, Rob. There you go. That's a good idea. I like that. Drop that chair down a little bit, right? So, at the break, either put a couple books under it, and you can change it around a little bit, help it that way. All right, Rob, let's do one more. Pick someone else, please.
I'm going to pick Jonna Swanson.
All right.
Hello.
Okay, let's go. Hi, John.
Hey. Hi. Hello. Hey, my name is Jonna Swanson. I work for Team Support, and I love working for MarineMax because who wouldn't want to be on the boat? But I hate to say this to the Northeast team. It's about the Rays, because didn't the Rays just kick the Yankees?
Okay, please stop. Please stop.
All right, there we go.
We're going to get them all upset. They're playing. They're passing. All right. Let's go. Okay, everybody ready? Microphone, what do you think? 1 to 5. I'm going to give her 4. That sounds pretty good, right? How about her webcam shot? What do you think? Now she's using a virtual background, right? So I want to see your opinion on that. What do you think? 1 to 5 on the background. What do you think? Okay, so Rob's giving a hard time on this, but the bottom line, everybody, is that a natural background is better, okay? But if you have the wrong background where you are, it's okay to have virtual. The simpler, the better, okay? But hers fits. She's right centered in her shot. Looks okay. That's fine. How about her lighting, everybody? What do you think? Yeah, I can see that Jonna oh, look at that. She's bringing in the extra reinforcement there. Jonna, I can see the lighting in your glasses. So I know you're using forward lighting. That's very good. And then background, obviously, we talked about that. I just say this, everybody. You just don't want a giant MarineMax banner in your background because it's screaming, it's all about me. So find a more neutral, if you're going to use a virtual background, find a more neutral one. I don't want to meet with customers and all they see is MarineMax on there, okay? That's the last thing I want because it's not about me, it's about them, okay? So if you would in chat, what's one area you could get better? If you would put in chat, which one of these 4 things do you think would be helpful for you to improve on? Is it your camera? Is it your microphone? Is it the background? Or maybe it's your lighting that you want to improve on. Everybody improves after this session. So just think about which one that is. And Justine, you look great. When it zooms in a little bit, that's even better, okay? Yep. It gets rid of some of the photos, better shot that way. Lance, who you got there? Who's the helper?
That's Grady.
Everybody say hi, Grady. Hey, Grady, what's going on?
Working from home because of Hurricane Sally, so it bugged me a little bit too much.
That's great. No, nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. All right, let's put a couple on here. So let's see. Art, you said camera and background. Tell me about that, Art. What are you going to work on? What's important for you?
Well, I've got to dress my office up a bit. I've got one picture hanging, so I've got to upgrade that. We're in the process of doing that in the office.
Yeah.
The way around. But just doing more presentations with the camera in general.
Yeah. And Art, it may help you too to pick that camera and bring it down a little bit so I can see. I want to see just the top of your logo, like right there at the bottom of the screen. And I want a little room above the top of your head. That's really good right there, okay? That's really good right there. So I can just see your logo, right? And then a little bit of room up here on the top of your head. That's an ideal image for your webcam. Let's take one more. Let me see. Roger, you said lighting. What are you going to work on, Raj?
Just the background lighting. So you can see my face a little better.
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah, because you have windows behind you, right? So that's always going to be tough. Sometimes you can close the blinds a little bit when you're on the meeting, right, to see that.
Mhm.
And then, of course, Roger, we want that camera up a little bit higher, right? If you can, bring it up a little bit. When you get at the break, bring it up a little bit. Yeah, or put something underneath it so that it looks right at your eye level. Here's the tip, everybody. I should never see your ceiling, okay? If I see your ceiling, your camera's too low, or you need to raise it up a little higher. One of those two will fix it. That's a good standard. Corey, same thing for you. I know you're using probably a laptop right now, no big deal. But when we meet with clients, we want to get that perfect, okay? So they feel like I'm looking right to them, right in the fourth wall. Okay, really good. So that's some good tips for that. Tyler and Carrie, if they need some support around this, we can work with them and make sure they get their images just perfect, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah. So you guys, a microphone like this, if you need it, most you don't need it, is like $100. These little lights are like $50. They're not expensive, but they really make a big difference. They help you out that way. Okay, let's go to part 2. So part 2 is kind of leveraging this. Once we get our presence right, okay, and it looks good, now it's going to be how do you perform? How do you communicate in the virtual environment, right? And are you effective? How many of you have been bored to death in a virtual meeting? Raise your hands, please. I mean, bored to death. Okay, yeah, you're like, oh my God, this thing's gonna, these poor kids in school right now, they got teachers that haven't learned any of this and are running classes, and it's highly ineffective, right? And very boring. So we have to use some energy and enthusiasm to do that. And I like to call it a congruent message, making sure your message is very congruent. So in the chat again, let's start it off again. What does that mean when your message is congruent? What does that mean to you? Hey, their message was very congruent. What do you think? Pop it in the chat and we'll get a couple ideas from that. There we go. Yep, to the point. Raj, good, good, good. What does that mean, congruent, right? Okay, Jameson, I think you probably nailed the closest to nailing it, right? What do you think, Jameson? When you think of congruent message, what do you mean?
Sorry, now I'm all focused on how I look on the webcam. Just when everything, comes together, fits together and cohesive.
Yep. All right. Hey, Jameson, I'm going to coach you. Can I coach you a little bit? Is that okay?
Yeah, sorry. I've got a dual screen.
I know you do, and I do too, and it's hard, right? So what I want you to do is give me your answer again and just practice one time talking right to the camera. Because for a lot of us, how many have 2 screens? Raise your hands up. I mean, it's tough because I have you over here and I have to, so when you do talk, say it right to the camera. Just practice it one time. Let me see if you can do it, all right? Give it a shot.
Sure. To me, congruent is when everything comes together. It's very cohesive and smooth.
Yeah. Excellent job. Okay. That's a high standard for you, Jameson, is to make sure of that when you do it. Because if you look away, you lose focus for the person, right? So good job with that. Well done. And he's right, everybody. Congruency is it's our verbal and our nonverbal come together. And what I've found as a speaker for 30 years is that when they come together, it builds trust. And building trust is how we make sales. We have to have people trust us. A lot of you said, hey, I build rapport with them up front. I send, messages to them on video. But if you're not congruent, it doesn't work that way. Let me give you an example. Boy, I'm so excited to be here. I mean, I can't tell you. I've been waiting all week to talk to you guys, and I just couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited, and now I'm finally here. right? Give me some Z's in the chat if I could just keep this going and just turn my camera off and just talk at a low level. And this is my normal speaking voice. I mean, I just talk to you like that. And yeah, I could just keep this. I can go 2 hours like this. I mean, it doesn't require much to do that. So that's not going to work, right, everybody? I mean, the bottom line is you'll notice that when I present, I have to go up a little bit. Everybody notice that? Like I'm not talking my normal speaking voice. I've moved that up. We would say that when you're congruent, a lot of times you're compensating for that lack of body language by bringing up your voice a little bit, talking a little bit louder than you normally would. Because if you get into conversation mode, look at the chat, right? You just go to sleep. You put them out that way. So let's try something, okay? Roger, you go first. I want you to call someone's name out and say this. Hey, Roger, how you doing today? But bring your voice up 20%. Pick anybody, and then we'll do it a few times. Give it a shot.
Hey, Art. How you doing today?
There you go. Art, pick somebody.
Hey, Arlene, how are you today?
Hey, Art, go back again. Give me 20%, Art. Come on, move it up a little bit.
Hey, Arlene, how are you doing today?
That's a little better. Go ahead. Okay, Arlene, come on.
Hey, Tyler, how are you today?
Okay, good. Come on, Tyler.
Hey, Austin, how are you today?
Good.
Good. Hey, Scott, how are you today?
Go back, Austin. Give me 20% more, Austin.
I'm good. Hey, Scott, how are you today?
That's better. Okay, good.
Hey, Carrie, how are you doing today?
Go back, Scott. 20% more, man. Come on, smile a little bit. Give me 20 more. Let's go.
Hey, Carrie, how are you doing today?
Good. Better, better, better.
Hey, Scott, I'm good. Heather, how are you?
Good. Come on, Heather.
Hi, Ross. How are you doing today?
There you go. Good.
Hey, doing well, Heather. Rick, how are you today?
You going back to me?
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm doing pretty good. I don't want to brag or anything, but it's going mighty fine today. It's been a pretty good day. You notice, everybody, I had to learn when I began doing virtual meetings to move up my energy, okay, in chat. Why? Why is it so significant in a long, hour-long meeting that we have our energy up? Put it in chat why you think that is. Yep, there's no body language. It can get really boring quick. You're right. Keep the audience interested. A lot of you folks have great smiles, so it makes them feel like you're being more welcoming that way. That's good. Compensating for the missed element. People get distracted. Absolutely, right? Always a great interest. So a standard is we need to move up that energy. And you may say, Rick, that doesn't sound right. You know, that's too much. No, it sounds good, but you've got to learn to move it up that way. Use a little more vocal power. Because remember, our voice is a powerful tool, okay? And it's what people build trust off of, is what we say, how we talk to them. Here's some verbal cues, everyone, that we tend to give you in the training, you know, that you can look at. Are you clear and understandable? Can I hear your voice clearly? You know, is there no distractions while you're talking? Do you pause when you're giving information? Remember, we're talking over voice over IP, which compresses your voice. And so it takes out the emotion of it, okay? You may notice that voice over IP compresses it. I can't tell how excited you are. You have to put more of that in there. Let's look at the other part. So there's another element. It's not just your verbal cues, but also I want to talk about or discuss maybe your visual cues, right? And visual cues are how you look while you present. So I'm going to give you a demonstration how to do this, right? How to have a visual impact. Hey, how many of you are thinking, I just can't wait to get on camera the rest of my career and be on a television camera or a camera every day? How many are thinking that? I can't wait. I'm excited about that. How many are thinking this is real pain sometimes to be on camera all the time? Give me a hand raise there. I got a couple, right? I got a couple that way. Most people weren't looking forward to being on cameras in March all the time, right? But there are some techniques you can use that'll make you a lot better when you're on camera. And I'll share a couple with you. Okay, number one is it's called CLUBIG. That's the acronym we're going to follow. CLUBIG. Okay, CLUBIG. Everybody say it. 1, 2, 3.
Clubing.
There you go. You got some CLUBIG in there, right? All right, so it's an acronym of some keys. Number one, camera. We got a what? I got to look at that camera, right? Number 2, when I'm presenting, I want you leaning forward about 10 degrees. Look, when I'm teaching, I'm leaning forward a little bit. If you would, everybody slide forward in your chair. Don't sit back. Slide forward a little bit in your chair. Lean your head forward a little bit. Get your chin down just a little bit, okay? I shouldn't see all of this extra. Okay, get it down a little bit. There you go. Perfect. If you have any questions, look at Tyler. Tyler's got it perfect. Leaning forward, right? Chin down. That's like you're ready to be on television. Number 2 is using facial expressions, okay? Your face should move a little bit, okay? I mean, it should move. Let's try that again. Mike, say, I'm glad you're here, but move your face when you do it this time. Pick someone. Hey, Mike, I'm glad you're here. Move your face while you do it. Let's see if you can do that. Yeah, Mike Schrader.
I'm glad you're here.
Pick someone and say it.
Oh, okay. Rob Villani, I'm glad you're here.
There you go. That's great. Someone else. Do it again. Whoever you could call.
Greg Kyle, I'm glad you're here.
Do it again, Rob. Move that face a little more, man. Give me some expression when you say that. Say it again.
Greg Kyle, I'm glad you're here.
That was great. Okay, that was great. Come on, Greg. Let's see what you got.
Hey, Jameson, I'm so glad you're here.
There you go. That's the key, everybody, is that don't be afraid to move your face a little bit while you're talking to people in a virtual meeting. Everybody lean back. Lean back a little bit. Okay. Hey, everybody, I'm so glad you're here. You know, we got a big closing today. Excited about you getting this new boat. I'm going to ask you a few questions today. That's not it in a virtual meeting. Lean back forward again. Everybody come forward. That's what we want, right? That's why the camera's got to be at eye level, because we're looking right at the camera, connecting. You can move your body a little bit, perfectly fine, right? And then you can use your hands. It's okay. Everybody get your hands up here. Get them up here, okay? Man, congratulations on that great boat. I'm excited about that. Put them here in the middle. A lot of great things happen with a warranty. Or even, let me tell you a couple cool things about what we can do to help you. It's okay to gesture in a virtual meeting. It shows your enthusiasm. Everybody got this part? Yes or no? Okay, in the chat, which part of Klubig is important for you? Pick one of the letters and put it in chat. Hey, Rick, I got to get better at this. Which one would it be of Klubig? Rob got the B, right? Got to move a little bit. Tyler, 20%, right, Tyler? Every time. Greg, increase energy. I like that. Austin, B and G. There's a new guitar out, by the way, called B and G. It's a good guitar. Yeah, good. Jacqueline, are you able to type in, or are you just listening right now? What are you doing? Try talking again. Come off. Yeah, try. Say something. Yeah, it's not, I think your Bluetooth headset is not connected properly to that. Yep. Okay. Sorry. You can put it in chat if you can type it in. I can hear it from you. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to practice it, everyone. We're going to practice being good at Klubig. Here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to ask you a question, and when you respond, look directly at the camera, right? It's going to be 2 of you at a time. Let the other person finish. Give them some space to finish. Match or exceed their enthusiasm, and use Klubig. Use the body movement, gestures. I want to see you gesture a little bit, all right? Here's the question. And Greg, you're going to go first with Heather McDaniel, okay? You ready, Greg? Give me a nod. Heather, you ready? Come on, audio, Heather. All right, here's the question. Greg, you start. I love pizza so much because... And then you just answer it, then Heather goes, then you go, then Heather goes. We're going to have 2 rounds. Ready, set, let's go.
I love pizza so much because of those little tiny slices of pepperoni.
Excellent, good.
I love pizza so much because it's so delicious.
Excellent. Come on, more, Greg. Give me more.
Hey, I love pizza so much because when I put sausage on and pepperoni, it's twice as good.
Heather.
I love pizza so much because it covers all the food groups.
Okay, real. Get a little applause, everybody. A little applause on there. Good. All right, I'm going to have the 2 leaders do it. So Carrie, Tyler, The two of you are going to do it, all right? And I want to determine a champion. We're going to vote. It's either going to be Carrie or Tyler as most enthusiastic. Carrie, you're first. Let's go.
All right. I love pizza so much because who doesn't?
I love pizza so much because they are so fun to make with my kids.
There you go. Good, Tyler. Come on, Carrie, more.
I love pizza so much because I can put my favorite toppings on it.
Excellent, excellent. Tyler.
Carrie, I love pizza so much because it tastes so good with beer.
There you go. All right. We're going to call it a tie. We're going to call it a tie on this one, all right? Jameson, you and Roger, same thing. You ready? Jameson, you're first. Let's go. Come on, jump right to the camera.
I love pizza so much because I take a nap afterwards.
Come on, Raj.
I love pizza so much because it burns the roof of my mouth when it's really.
Okay, go back, Roger. Come on, give me 100%. It burns my mouth. Oh my God, it's on fire. Let's go. All turn it up.
I love pizza so much because it burns the roof of my mouth.
Come on, Jameson, a little higher.
I love pizza so much because I can eat so much of it.
Perfect. Roger, last round.
I love pizza so much because it makes me thin.
Absolutely. Really good. All right, everybody. Hey, in the chat, what visual cues did they use? The ones that have gone so far, which ones did they use? And how did it improve their presentation by simply using Cluebig? Let's go back to Cluebig real quick. How did it improve it by them simply using it, right? Yeah, gestures, a lot of energy. Definitely increase their energy that way. Yep, that's okay. It's okay, Jacqueline. You can listen in for right now. You're doing good. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you can see it makes a major impact when they increase their energy. Austin, you ready? Let's see. You're going to do it with Justine. You're first, Austin. Come on, Justine. You can take him, all right? Just put some New York power in there. A little bit of New York in this, all right? New York pizza. Austin, let's go.
I love pizza so much because you can have it a million different ways.
Excellent. Wait. Hold on. Austin, I love pizza so much because you can have it 1 million different ways. I mean, use your hand. Let's go. Bring it up a little bit. Let's go. Come on.
I love pizza so much because you can have it a million different ways.
There you go. Better. Okay, come on. Top them, Justine.
I love pizza so much because New York has the best pizza.
There you go. I knew she'd say that. Keep going, Austin.
I love pizza so much because Chicago has the best pizza, and you're wrong.
One more.
No way.
One more, Justine. Come on, Justine.
I love pizza because you can have whatever toppings you want.
Okay, really good, really good. Give them a little applause, everybody. A little applause, bring it up. Is it Arlene? Arlene, raise your hand up if that's you, Arlene. Okay, so Arlene's going to do it, and let me have her do it with Lance. Lance, you ready? You're going to start, Lance. Look, everybody, I mean, you can have fun. I love pizza so much. My heart just beats when I think about it being close by. Turn it up, okay? Turn it up a little bit. Let's go, Lance.
I love pizza so much because it was one of the things that we always did as a kid, cooking it together with the family.
Good. Come on. Oh, come on. Come off mute, Arlene. Come on audio. There you go. There you go. Try it again. Try it again.
I love pizza so much because somebody else delivers it.
One more, Lance.
I love pizza so much because even bad pizza is still good pizza.
There you go. Good.
I love pizza so much because there's no dishes.
There you go. All right, good. Give them a little applause, everybody. Give it up, everybody, for that. So the bottom line is we're just saying that to leverage our executive presence online, it's going to be our voice going up 20%, and then those visual cues, facial expression, right? Body movement, gestures, all those come into play to make a big, big difference. Let's take a look right here and say, basically, which one you need to improve on, right? I'll ask one final time. Which one would really be that will help you improve your skill set when you work with customers? Because you cannot be flat, you cannot lean back, you got to be forward, working with them the entire time. Yeah, Greg said gestures. Rob said gestures. Lance said gestures. Justine said energy, which is good, Justine. Arlene said energy. Mike said gestures. So a lot of these, you get a good idea of this, all right, of what we're doing so far. Everybody, if you would, take a picture of this. There's a shot for you to get. You can screenshot that if you want of Klubig, but get a shot of that with your phone so you can remind yourself when you're ever in a virtual meeting, you put a little pizza in it, all right? So I may say to you, Art, put some more pizza in that, right? Which means turn it up a little bit that way. There you go. Great. All right, everybody. We take a 10-minute break on the hour. So I've got right about the top of the hour at 2 o'clock. So I'll see you back here at 10 after 2. We'll take a quick break. Just relax for a second. You can turn off your camera. And I'll see you back here in 10 minutes, okay? Thanks, everybody.
What the?
What the fuck is this?
Hey, Rick, I just wanted to give you a heads up. I may have to hop off for about 10 minutes to work on closing the deal, and then I'll be back on it getting a deposit.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Jacqueline, that car, is that a truck or a car? You're bouncing around a little bit. Looks like a truck. All right. Justine's out in Long Island.
And I just had my pizza.
Did you really?
I did. The whole time that we were talking about pizza, my husband was making it, and I could smell it.
That's perfect. Perfect timing. Hey, Justine, I did a meeting in Mexico City last week, and I love tacos so much. and they did it in Spanish. Okay. So that was a pretty cool evening session I did for them.
I love tacos so much too.
Yeah, I know. I could use pretty much tacos, ice cream, pizza. They all fit.
Absolutely.
All right, 1 minute, everybody. We'll get started in 1 minute. So get ready back on there. 1 minute till we get going. A lot of Z's in the chat. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much earlier. Knocking out, you're getting you sleepy. Okay, good. All right, give me a raised hand when you're back and ready to go. Camera's on. Put the raised hand icon. There you go. Good. There you go. Give me the hands up. Raised hand. Okay, Jacqueline, you're doing good. I read sign language a little bit, like hello, and it's about up to you, and you can do it. Okay. Peace. Okay, come on. There you go, Tyler. Right on. All right, let me ask the group. You can do it by raised hand. What's the key thing you've picked up so far? What's one key thought, one key idea? Just raise your hand up. I'll call on a few of you. Yeah, Arlene, please. There you go. You got to go on. Come on, audio. There you go. Great.
Is looking at the camera in the position of it.
Yeah, very important, right? And why? Why, Arlene, is that so significant from what we talked about?
I don't think I realize when you're looking this way that you're really not looking forward at the person.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's not the person I'm looking at.
Yep. A $400,000 boat, I think the least you can do is look at me, right? Or whatever they're spending. They're going to expect you to connect with them that way. Great. Thank you so much. Someone else, what's one thing you picked up so far? One key thing. Let me make sure I'm getting everybody here. Hold on. Looks like I got everybody on there. I think so. Any other, raise your hands up. One key thing you picked up so far. Yeah, Tyler?
Rick, I'd say be more enthusiastic. It's easy to have a boring Zoom meeting. Everybody raised their hand, and we've all been in them. And so being enthusiastic and engaging people back and forth. I did want to ask the group really quick. Has anybody outside of MarineMax had somebody engage them over, a platform like this? Maybe you bought a vehicle or something else. Has anybody had the experience of being the customer? Yep. Yeah. Okay. Just curious.
Yeah, not many. They're just.
Say again.
I had a doctor's appointment virtually.
Yeah. Right.
That's true. I mean, we're working with doctors right now to do telemedicine. How do they connect that way? It's very similar of building trust, right? And a lot of doctors' patients are older, so they're not used to being on a virtual meeting that way. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
I was just going to say really quickly, in years past, I'd always talk to my financial advisor over the phone because he moved out of the area. And so since this happened, he asked if we could connect this way. And he's got me a lot more engaged because he's doing the same stuff. He's got me dialed in, thinking so much more about it. Whereas before it's like, yeah, he's talking. Or if he emails me this long thing, it's like too complicated. He makes it so simple and uses the share screen. It's very interactive. So I've personally dealt with it. So
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's the future, everybody. What we're learning today is what you're going to be seeing a lot more of expectations of working virtually, making that an option for them. Well, we're going to work on the second part. We're going to study now the interview that you all conduct. You know, when a person buys a boat, you have to do a brief interview with them to learn more about, you know, their perfect day and their kind of the motives of why they're buying. Let's take a look at that, right? The first one is we definitely have to learn to listen a little clearer in the virtual meeting because there's so many distractions, okay? If you would in chat, from 1 to 7, take a moment and read these, but which one of these 7 is probably the one you need to focus on? You're like, I need to work on this one, okay? And I have to hit 3 a lot. I'm a little impatient sometimes. I have to let people finish completely. That's kind of mine, not talk over them. So I have to really be careful to listen. Which would be the one you think for you is most important right now? And we'll put a couple on there. Yep, got a couple. Tyler said 7. Rob said patience. I believe that. Jameson, number 5, right? Clarifying. Roger, 6. Don't jump to a conclusion. Hey, Roger, tell me about number 6. Why did you pick number 6?
Well, like you said, I think you need to let the customer finish speaking and don't jump to any conclusions.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Art, what about you? You said number 3. What about patience? Are you like me? You're a little quick at the quick trigger?
Yeah, I'm not the most patient person in the world. You can ask my family anytime. So I tend to want to try to, you know, get through it because, you know, get on to the next deal, so to speak, when we're really busy, try to, you know, wrap things up as quickly as possible. So I need to slow it down quite a bit.
Absolutely. Okay, great. So slowing down helps. And Tyler, I unlocked the meeting. The meeting was locked, so I unlocked it. So we should be okay if someone's joining right now. Yeah, hopefully that lets them in that way. Yep. Okay. So, hey, everybody, the listening skills, when we're in a virtual meeting, we're distracted. Okay, a lot of distractions going on. You have the screen, you have the people, you have your shared screen, you have your second screen. It's tough to listen all the time. We're always thinking all the time. So we really have to focus on listening. Now, when we're asking someone questions or when they're buying something, typically they're thinking about these areas. So in our sales training, we would say that a typical buyer always has kind of an outcome they're desiring. So no one's buying a boat, okay? They're buying going to the sandbar or going fishing or getting the family together. They're trying to solve an outcome for themselves. They're not buying fiberglass. They're buying the outcome, what the boat provides for them. And then let's take a look. What could be, in your opinion, in chat, what are some of the typical outcomes they're looking for? What do you think? Pop that in chat. What are some of the key things that they're looking for that help? Key outcomes. Yep, family times twice came up. 3 times came up. Oh, I got family leisure, almost got 4. Quality time. So family is a big deal for them, right? Of why they're investing in this this product. Quality time, like almost all of you said family is a connecting with friends. Good. Let's take a look at it. So here's an example of something we can use to say, hey, what's most important to you, right? And if you'll notice on this, I could find out if they're a weekend warrior or they like water sports or traveling or vacations. Maybe they're interested in a getaway, entertaining friends, other. Hey, everybody, when I use this arrow, raise your hands if it got your attention. Raise your hands up. Hey, it got my attention, right? That's not for me to use. That's going to be for you to use also. Let me give an example about that. Carrie, would you help us out for a second and show them how to access their annotation tools? I'd like all of you to draw a picture of an ear, okay, of an ear with your tools, all right? If you can do it on this whiteboard. So right here, let's see if you can draw a picture of an ear right there, everybody. Help them out, Carrie, a little bit with that.
Yeah, so if you have your cursor on your screen, you're going to see a tab that says View Options. It might be at the top, it might be at the bottom. If you click on view options, you're going to see something that says annotate. Go ahead and click on annotate. You're going to then go to draw. And under draw, you're going to have a number of different options. If you click on the first one, it's kind of a squiggly line. That's going to allow you to actually draw on the whiteboard.
Okay, not a bad ear, not a great ear, but not a bad one. Keep everybody draw an ear if you would, using a freehand. All right, once you've done that, under the drawing category, the third from the left is a box. Put a box around it. Let's see if you can get the box feature and build a box around the ear you just drew. Put a box around that if you would, please. Yep. We're not going to vote, by the way, of the top ear or top box. Cool. Once you've done that, find a circle and put the circle around the box. So put that circle on there now. Let's see you work on the circle a little bit. There you go. Good. And you can change the color under format. So if you look at format, that'll help you change the color of it. Good. Now, if you would, grab an arrow and put an arrow right toward the circle. So put an arrow right there toward the circle you're working on. Let's make sure you've got that down too. Yep, and under stamp there's an arrow. Try using the one under draw. Use that one if you can. Oh, somebody's got a nice green arrow too. I like that one. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's not it. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. Huh. Well, somebody put a nice blue box on there. That's good. All right. All right. So when we're presenting, we want to annotate. I'm going to clear all the drawings off. Let's get rid of them. Let's go back to our share again. Hang on one second. Stop the share. Let's go back to share again. Okay. So one of the standards of a virtual meeting is that, and everybody, if you would, get your pen out, get the pen, write this down. There's a thing called put down the 2-minute rule. 2-minute rule. We should not talk more than 2 minutes without engaging our client. 2 minutes. Either a question, either an annotation, either an audio question we can ask them, getting their feedback, no more than 2 minutes, okay? And annotation is one of the easiest ways to engage them, to show that we want them to look at something or describe something. So everybody, if you would, put a circle around which one of these areas, if you had a boat, if you own a boat, which one of these is most important for you? And put a quick circle around that, like I'm doing right here. Circle the one for you, most important, if you would, please. By the way, who's drawing that green arrow? That's a cool arrow. Who's doing that one? Raise your hand up. Who's got the green arrow right there? Jack, that's on your cell phone? You have the best tool of all of them. I don't even have that. That's the best one. Very good. Okay, good job with everybody. So we're going to learn to use this technique in a little bit when we work with our clients to engage them. Arlene, good job. Yep, good job on that. Not bad. All right, I'm going to clear off all the drawings. We're not going to win any awards for drawings today, but we're getting better. Each time we're getting a little bit better for that. Okay, let me clear that one off. There we go. Okay, cool. So what we want to know is once we've asked questions, we're going to talk about engaging them, right? How do we engage someone when we ask a question? Or how do we engage a decision maker? So for the group, why is it tough? If we're going to do this in a virtual setting, if we're going to close them virtually, why is it tough to get information from customers online? Go to chat if you would and put an idea of that. Why is that so difficult to have them give you feedback kind of an online? Put an idea of that on there. Or what could be the struggle that we're going to run into online? Yep, no body language. They're definitely going to be more distracted at home with things going on. I completely agree with that. They're not used to typing. I like that. Or even putting animations on there. They're really not used to that. Adam, you said emotion. That's probably the critical area. Talk about emotion for a second. Why is that a challenge to pick up emotion that way online or virtually? Why do you think?
Just their lack of presence. I mean, you know, they're on the other end of a computer. They're not sitting on the boat. They can't smell the air of the lake. You know, there's just a lot of different things that they're not getting to experience. So you've got to kind of step it up a little bit.
Yeah. You know, I'm doing work with your Chairman's Circle to sell yachts right now and how to create emotion in the sales process. That's the number one thing they say, is that when they get a husband and wife, it's hard to pick up how the wife feels about the interior of the boat. You know, what the husband's really thinking. It's much tougher in that virtual environment. So we say that for all of us, we have to facilitate an experience, all right? Here, we have to facilitate an experience that separates us from the competition, not just use the platform like a phone call. We've got to use all the tools that way. And the number one thing is to people support presentations that they're involved in. They want to be involved, right? They want to do stuff that's fun and gets them involved that way. So we're going to show you how to do that effectively. Now, when you ask questions, there's a couple different ways you can ask questions online. I could just say, Arlene, you know, what's your perfect day, right? I could do it that way, right? And you could tell me that. Or Lance, you know, why did you buy all that equipment? What are you going to do with all that equipment you got on your boat? I could do it that way. But we're going to use the platform now to do that, right? Let's say it's sales training, right? I want to improve my sales. For all of you, if you want to get better at sales, annotate which area here would really help you be more effective at selling. Which one of these topics would make you a lot stronger at selling? Yep. Tyler, I saw Carrie's on there. Good. Yep. Jameson, Art. Powerful questions, right? Getting better at asking good questions. But you see what I'm doing, everybody? I'm allowing you to engage using the platform rather than just saying, what do you think? And I've got a record of it now also that way of what you said. One key thing is to also ask follow-up questions. Let me give you an example of asking follow-up questions. Lance, which one did you pick?
You have to remember to turn off mute. Powerful questions.
Okay, and why, Lance? Why is that so important for you?
Because if you're asking the right questions, you're going to be getting the correct answers that you want to hear.
Yeah, and Lance, how does it benefit all of us if we're better at structuring questioning and getting through that process? What does that do for us, do you think?
You're able to get more information out of people a lot quicker and more efficiently,
yeah,
and without being too intrusive.
Yeah, absolutely right. And you kind of get that insight you need to convince them to move forward. Thank you so much, Lance. I appreciate that. Heather, how about you? Which one did you pick? Heather's like this. Heather's studying it very carefully. Which one did you pick, Heather?
Well, I think powerful presentations and questions.
Okay. Let's talk about powerful presentations. Why is that also so significant in the virtual meeting?
Well, being prepared. For one, knowing what to present to the customer,
what they'll pick up, right? So Heather, what happens if they forget about everything you talked about? What occurs? You get through all this big presentation and they forget everything, then what happens? I lost you, Heather. Let's see, you still there, Heather? I can't hear your audio. Yeah, we lost your audio dropped. Oh, sorry about that. That's okay. But for all of us, if we don't have information and they don't remember it, no impact, right, from our presentation. Ineffective that way. Asking follow-up questions is extremely important when you're interviewing someone. And we cannot be afraid to ask a question or kind of get some insight from them. So I did it just now. I'll give you some examples of that, about asking questions. The Journal of Psychology, of Personality and Social Psychology studied this. And what they found is that when a person asks more questions, they're more liked. I mean, can you believe that? People are more liked when they ask questions. All of you want to build better rapport with people that you're selling the products to. That happens through asking questions and then asking follow-up questions with them. Let me give you an example of it. Tyler, you do the example today. Here's some examples of what are called horizontal and vertical questions. Oop, I skipped ahead a little bit. Okay, so a horizontal question would be, Tyler, where'd you go to high school? And a very simple question, right? Shallow. Where'd you go to high school, Tyler?
I went to Waynesboro Senior High School.
And that's Waynesboro where? What state?
Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Very small town near Gettysburg.
Okay. And what's it like going to school in Waynesboro versus Tampa? What would be the difference?
Similar to what Carrie said earlier, everybody knows everybody. You know, there's about 900 people in the high school, but when you think of a town, 10,000 people, you start kindergarten all the way through, 12th grade, so you know everybody.
Yeah, exactly right. And what was that like knowing her? Do you still have friends that way after all these years? Are they still friends of you after being growing up there and stuff?
A few, unfortunately, many stay in the town, and some do leave, and we keep in touch. But I would say a few, yeah.
Everybody got the idea? So a shallow follow-up question is like, where'd you go to high school? Was it fun? Yeah, great. But a vertical follow-up question is, tell me more about that. Tell me about your perfect day. Oh, that'd be on a sandbar. Well, what would be different about that? I mean, get them to go a little deeper in your questioning is good follow-up. Let's try it, okay? Let me get a volunteer. Scott. We'll do Scott first, we'll do Art second. Scott, try asking this question to anyone, but use a follow-up question after you get the answer. That gets some more depth out of them, right? So there's the question, you got it right there about envisioning your typical day, and then try a follow-up with them. Come on, audio. There you go.
Hey Art, how'd you envision your typical day on the water?
So probably spending time at the beach with my two grandsons, enjoying an adult beverage or two.
Okay, Scott, you got to do a follow-up question. So go a little deeper, find out more about it. Go ahead, try it.
Where do you do most of your boating, and what beach do you usually go to?
There you go. Okay.
Well, I'm on Cape Cod, on the Bayside at Crow's Pasture. I actually drive my truck out there, and we park on the beach for the day, and really great way to spend time. It's quiet. We can socially distance, which is important right now, and that's really my happy place.
Okay, very good job, Scott. So that's what we're doing. We're asking a question and then a follow-up question. Roger, I'm going to give you a second set of questions here, all right? Hold on one second. Let's try these, okay? You can pick any of these three. Pick someone in the group. Maybe pick Steven. I haven't heard from Steven yet. And whatever you ask them, give me a more in-depth follow-up question, right? When Art said, I go with my two grandkids, to the beach, I would have said maybe, how do they enjoy going with you? What's it like being with your grandkids a lot? Gain some depth that way. Try it, Roger.
Hey, Steven, what are some of your favorite features on your new boat?
Roger, I really enjoy the sound system on it. It's certainly better than one that we had on our previous boat. So that may be one of the better features.
How do you like listening to music, or what type of sounds do you prefer?
There you go.
Yeah.
Good job, Roger.
I'm a big music fan, so we always have a playlist that's set up for when we're anchored somewhere. So my kids they have their own favorites, so we'll create our own playlist. Good question, Roger.
Okay, very good. Let's do one more example. Justine, you're gonna work with Arlene on this one. Ask her one more final question, but make sure we incorporate a follow-up that creates some liking. We want them all to like you.
Arlene, what made you lean towards purchasing this boat?
Oh, it's always been my dream boat.
What do you mean by dream boat? Size, colors?
Oh, it's the size. It's the one we've been looking for a long time. We saved a long time for this. We're excited to get out on it.
Where will you be going?
We usually go out to either World's End or Cocktail Cove, do a little rafting up with some friends, spend the day out there. A lot of fun.
Hey, Arlene, is there really a place called Cocktail Cove?
Well, that's what we call it.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Here in Tampa, I call this little place Catfish Cut. That's all I got right now, where you can catch some catfish, right? But that's great. Everybody got the idea? Raise your hands. You get the idea about the importance of follow-up. Give me a hand raise. So if you want to create some liking in a virtual meeting, not one question, ask a question, then have a follow-up question to the same question to show I'm listening, to show the importance of me connecting with you. All right, so we've learned some valuable skills so far. We're going to now demonstrate an actual interview on a 31-foot SLX, all right? And now we're going to take the skills we've learned so far and learn how we can use this in the interview. I'm going to have Carrie demonstrate it. Tyler will be the person buying it. We're going to cover maybe 1 or 2 slides. I'm going to stop and then take a few questions on this, all right? Again, take out your pens and maybe make a few notes of what Carrie does here, because we're going to have you doing the same thing next week. So here's, you got to get your pen out now and take a few notes on this. All right, Carrie, I'll drive it for you. And then you can start off the interview and I'll move the slides. We'll do the first 3, okay?
The first 3.
We'll do the first 3 slides. Yeah.
Okay. So I could either start with this up or I would start without sharing and just have a conversation. Normally I would probably want to just have a conversation with the client first. So
let's go quickly. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Tyler, how are you?
I'm great, Carrie. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. I want to just thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It's good to see you virtually.
Yeah, it's great to connect with you. And, I'm sorry I missed you when I was at the store, but thank you so much for setting this up because, I was definitely, had some questions and wanted to hear more about the process. So thank you. I'm excited to get out on the water.
Absolutely. And that's actually what this meeting is all about. I want to walk through kind of what those next steps look like so that we can get you through the closing stage and just like you said, get you on the water as quick as possible. So I'm going to start with by sharing my screen, if that's okay with you. I want to go through a couple of details, gather some information, and really kind of walk through those next steps with you.
That sounds great.
Good. Can you see my screen okay?
I can. It looks like a picture of my new boat.
It is. How about that? Brand new 31 SLX. Yeah. I am going to ask you to actually participate a little bit. I want this to be interactive. So if you can do me a favor, somewhere on your screen, you should probably see a tab somewhere that says View Options. Can you find that for me, please?
Yep, I see it up top here.
Excellent. And then if you can select Annotate, if you do the drop down and select that.
Got it.
Perfect. And then under the Draw tab, if you can select one of those tools for me, that would be perfect, please.
Got it. That was easy.
Okay, good. It's supposed to be. We'll make this fun. So if I'm going to move to the next slide here. Thanks, Rick. Okay, so just to, this is really just to kind of give me a better idea and understanding of the kind of boating that you and your family are looking to do. So boating lifestyle, I've got a couple of them on here, and of the ones that are on here, I would ask you, which one of these probably fits you and your family best?
They all look really exciting. Definitely excited to learn more about MarineMax Getaways, but I would say more often than not, I'm a weekend warrior. I like to do all the things that you've outlined there. Okay.
So weekend warrior, would like that. Excellent. Thank you. And then you said MarineMax Getaways. Well, the MarineMax Getaways, have you been on any of our Getaways trips before?
I haven't yet.
Okay, wonderful. After we're done with our meeting, I'm going to send you an email introduction with our Getaways coordinator so that she can start connecting with you and your family and get you up to date on all of the events that we have coming up. And then, like I said, I know you selected the Weekend Warrior. I am very much a Weekend Warrior as well. Do you have a particular spot or sandbar that you and your family tend to go to a lot?
Yeah, so we're boating here in the Carolinas. You know, we're just a few minutes away from Wrightsville Beach. So typically like to go to you know, Masonboro Island and just raft up, you know, throw anchor if it's just a day trip. And you know, because of where we're at, you know, we've got the Outer Banks north of us. So you know, a lot of you know, traveling in longer trips too. And I see that as an option here. I would say that I kind of do all of those too.
I wondered about that when you said up there in the Carolinas. I know that there's some great locations to do to go boating for day trips, weekend trips. This isn't your first boat. I know we're trading a boat. Have you done day trips with your previous boats, or will this be your first time?
So every weekend in the summer we're taking a day trip. Typically, like I said, Masonboro, or maybe we'll head down to Bald Head Island, which is about a 2-hour run south. That's a really cool place for my family and I to go and have lunch and then come back. And then we can also, you know, go down the Cape Fear River, and then we're in downtown Wilmington. So lots of, you know, restaurants that we can go to. So really all of that.
That's perfect. It sounds like so much fun. I'm excited. I'm excited for you and your family.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and I'll move on. I appreciate you kind of sharing that with me. It helps me a lot. We'll move to the next slide from there. And then Rick, did you want to?
Yeah, let's stop for 1 second, all right, everybody. Give her a little applause, everybody, for doing that first part. Give a little appreciation for Carrie. Well done, right? So if you'll notice that you started off with the customer's boat, right? Let's go back for a second, okay? She started like this, not sharing anything, and kind of talking about welcoming them. This is the closing process to do that. And then she went to sharing. When she went to share, she had loaded up the customer's boat they're buying, right? And then she went from there into explaining how to annotate, right? Let me go through it. Go to view options, click on annotate, find a drawing tool. We want to learn how to navigate that with them. And then she allowed the customer to then find, you know, what's important to that customer. Which one of these was kind of a key thing for her to use. And they can just circle it, use an arrow, whatever they want, they can do it that way, okay? We've got some time. I want someone to try it, okay? Try this out to do the first 2 slides. So I'm not gonna call anybody, but who wants to give it a shot? Who wants to try it with some coaching? We'll help you. You gotta raise your hand up to do that. And we'll let you kind of take the controls and do it, do the first closing. I have till 3 o'clock and then I get to go home. So I'll just wait. Who wants to give it a shot there? All right, you ready, Arlene? Come on, hey, come off mute, Arlene. Come on, audio. There you go. Nope, one more time. There you go, okay. All right, let's see. Jameson, you're gonna be Arlene's prospect. You just bought a boat, all right? Okay, cool. Ready, Arlene? Let's warm them up a little bit, and then we'll get into our first slide, all right?
Hi, Jameson. I want to thank
Hello.
you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could speak up a little bit, yeah.
I'm sorry. I've never been told that before.
I'm sure.
I want to thank you for meeting with me today. I know it's hard to carve out time in today's world, but this is really important, and I want to thank you for your business.
Of course, thank you.
There's a couple of things I want to go over with you on your new boat that you bought. I understand it's the SLX. I know you're really excited about this. So I just want to reach out and see what interests you and what made you purchase this boat in particular.
I just wanted a big party on the water. You know, hang out with all my friends and family and just, you know, have a great time.
All right, hey, Arlene, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna coach you a little bit, is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so what we're trying to do here is the normal meeting is we would just say, hey, why'd you buy the boat, right? And then what are you gonna use it for? But here we're gonna want them to annotate. We want them to tell us, look at this chart and tell us which one they're using. So congratulate them on the boat and then show him, say, get one of your tools out and pick which one of these is most important for you and why you bought it. Try it one more time, right?
Start over here. Hi, Jameson. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me today.
Yeah, good.
Great. I'm so excited about the new boat you purchased. I'm sure that you and your family are really going to enjoy it. I wanted to take this time to reach out and get to know a little bit more about you. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Great. I'm going to use some interactive slides with you. It shouldn't take long at all, but it'll give me a better idea of how to know how you use your boating, where you go, how you like to use it, and what you want to do with it. So if you go up to the top of the grid, do you have the shared screen with you? Can you see it?
Yes.
Great. So anytime you have a question, feel free to stop me and we'll try to correct whatever you're looking for. So see
Good,
up at the
Arlen.
there's view options.
Yep.
If you can click on that, there's a section that says annotate.
Yep.
If you just scroll down a little bit and click on that, and you get a little toolbar that'll come up across the top. So if you go to the draw section, just hover over it, and you can either pick the arrow, the circle, whatever tickles you. Feel free to grab that one.
Okay.
So I'm looking at these 7 circles here. Can you just read over them quickly and let me know which one best speaks to how you use your boat?
And Arlene, you can even have him circle it or put an annotation around it. Have him do something with it. Yeah.
You can use your arrow or your pen, whatever, to let me know. Great. So you're a weekend warrior.
Yes.
Where do you do your boating?
Just the Sound. You know, we like to go over to Long Island, and just explore the little beaches and islands here in Norwalk.
Excellent. Excellent. Do you go by yourself? Do you go with a group? How do you use it?
Yeah, no, I go with friends and family. You know, now that I have the boat, everybody's calling me, so I gotta take them out.
And you know what to do with.
Yeah.
All right. So where do you want me to go from there?
That's perfect. Let's give him a little appreciation, everybody. Good job, Arlene. Wow, I'm really impressed. You did a good job with that. Everybody knows how she got Jameson to open up the annotation tools, began using them, it was very comfortable and easy. She asked a good follow-up question. Really good. All right, Carrie, let's go to part 2. We'll have someone else do this part now about finding out some specifics from them about what they're buying. And let me get this out, turned on. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, mute.
Yep.
Okay, Tyler, just to kind of expand a little bit more on what we were just talking about, a little bit more on the lifestyle. Obviously, as I'm aware, this isn't your first boat, so I'm actually very curious, you know, what was it that actually sort of led you to moving forward with the purchase of this particular boat, the 310 SLX?
Gary, I would say first and foremost, the boat is just a complete home run. It's really sharp looking. It's like a sports car. But really, you know, as you know, we're coming out of the 17 Montauk. So this is a huge upgrade. I've got a big family. I've got 4 kids. My in-laws typically go with me. So the biggest thing is space. This boat has a phenomenal cockpit layout, has a cockpit fridge in there. It's got an awesome shore shade in the back. So my kids definitely need that. You know, larger head compartment, great bow, quiet ride technology. There's so much advanced technology just added to the boat. And the other big thing is just the range, allowing me to take further trips, larger fuel range. So really all those things combined, really helped me make my decision.
No, that's wonderful. I love all of those. I know you actually, one of the things I like to know are some of the features that you enjoyed on this boat or that you're looking forward to enjoying. And you've already said, with the new layout, the shore shade, the amenities, you're absolutely correct. I mean, all of that is it's a huge difference from where you came from or where, out of that Montauk. So you're definitely going to enjoy this for the kind of boating that you're going to be doing with your family. I'm like I said before, this is going to be exciting for you guys. I know with your 17, I had an opportunity to kind of look at that. It looks like you did do some service work with this previously. I obviously don't want to make any assumptions, but are you looking to continue to service your new Sea Ray with us?
Absolutely.
Glad to hear that. Obviously, if there's anything I can assist with you on that, just always feel free to reach out. Never hesitate to reach out, but I'm happy to hear that you'll be continuing to service with us. And again, just sort of along the lines of really better understanding sort of your perfect day, I'm really curious if you could tell me, what would your perfect day look like with you and your family?
So first off, it's with the right people. So family and friends, of course. Beautiful weather, calm day, sunny sky. But I would say most importantly, and the biggest reason we're stepping up again, is on a boat that we can do everything on. Again, we've got the shade, the space, we can eat on it, we can grill on it, and we can take the day or weekend trip. So all of that combined is my perfect day on the water.
I love it. So more of almost a perfect weekend. I know you'll have your days, but you're also talking these amazing weekend trips, and that's exciting. This is going to definitely change the kind of boating your family's been used to.
It will, because like we talked about before, in the coast of Carolinas, you've got so many destination locations. I mean, you think about Cape Lookout, 2 hours north. I want to be able to go up to Beaufort, stay in the city docks and take that run out to the Cape all day Saturday and then come back. And I've got a whole weekend of boating. I can run offshore. I can do all those things that now, even though I love my Montauk, I can't do like that.
Completely understand. Well, I want to go ahead and move into just gathering some general information from you, and we'll kind of put together a game plan then, so we can move forward with getting you closed, and you can start having those weekend getaways with your family.
All right, let's give Carrie a little appreciation on that part. Good job, Carrie. Well done. That was well done. Now, if you noticed when she did this, she's becoming more advanced now. She was using annotation. She used her text tool to put the answers down, annotated again here and here, right? To keep that client engaged the entire time. This requires some practice, but she did a very, very good job with this. All right, but all she's doing is following the questions. What made you lean toward purchasing it? Are you going to service it here? And then what does your perfect day really look like? Okay, let me clear these off of here. And let's get someone to try it. Roger, I think you can handle this. What do you think? Why don't you work with Scott Callahan and just walk through these 4 questions with them and do the best you can to annotate. Hey, everybody, it's when you have a mouse, annotation is a lot easier than on your laptop with your finger, trust me. So you may want to get a mouse, but Roger, do the best you can with it. I'll annotate for you if you need help, okay? I'll help you. All right, let's try it, Roger. Let's go through the 4 questions.
Hey, Scott. So what made you lean towards the purchase of this boat?
I figured it was time for the family to upgrade. We right now we had a 25-footer, so wanted to upgrade in size, be able to bring some family and friends. Kids are getting older, so they're getting more friends involved in the picture. So just being able to not be exclusive.
Oh, that's awesome. So what are some other things you're planning on doing? Do you service the boat through us, and you did like your other boat?
Yeah, so we kept it down in the Boston location at Bay Point Marina. So it was nice to have it there in our location, and then also be able to buzz up to the city and potentially go out to dinner right around Dockside, Harborside, stuff like that. So it was perfect location.
That's great. That's great. What are some of your favorite features on the boat?
I would say probably the stereo system, and then just the open bow, how you just have the kids out front and they love bouncing up and down on the waves when we're coming into the harbor, overlooking the city. It's just a beautiful view, great for pictures. My wife loves having the pictures of the kids in the city in the front of the bow.
That's great. It's great to have fun times with the kids. You do some tubing or skiing with them?
There you go, Roger. Good follow-up question, buddy. That's excellent. Way to go.
Yeah, we try to get them to do some tubing. They're a little scared to tube on the ocean just because of the sharks, and it's right around Cape Cod and stuff like that. But when we bring it, sometimes we'll trailer it to the lakes. It's a tough trailer, but when we do, They like to go tubing on the lake instead.
It's a great. How old are they now, the kids?
So one's 8 and one's 10.
Perfect age to get started.
Absolutely.
Well, look forward to having you come back, and we do have some great service plans, and congratulations again on your boat.
Okay,
Awesome.
let's give Roger a little appreciation. Everybody, give it up for Roger. Okay, hey Roger, thank you for helping with this ride. I appreciate you volunteering. You were kind of voluntold, by the way. I made you do it. But Roger, tell the group what's difficult about this. It won't come naturally. What's hard about it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have my mouse, so that was a little bit. I've got to practice with the annotations and the texting. That would have been nice to be able
That's
to do
absolutely true. Okay, so everyone, next week when we get together, we're going to give you these slides now. So you have this slide. So just talk Tyler through the last 3, if you would. There's 4 actually.
Can I interrupt you for 2 seconds, Rick? I think we had like
Sure.
a 10-second delay. Can you just say that one more time for us?
Oh, I'm sorry. So Carrie, just take us through the next 4 slides, if you would. Brief them and the last one. Yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna share this deck with you guys so you can use this for the assignment. And just so that you know, there are some slides in here. We're not gonna ask you to go through all of them, but the intention is that there's a slide to open up the conversation about financing. We can talk about the payment, how are they intending to finance. We have another slide in here that opens the conversation for boat insurance. Rick, if you can go to the next slide. So we can talk to the clients. You know, the idea of the slides is to open the door for the conversations. Throughout this entire thing, we're pulling information from them, just like we would during a normal interview with them. But the slide is there so that we can, it prompts the conversation. The next slide that we have in here is about the boat trade, the trade boat. You know we need to get some information from them. So this allows us to open the conversation about the trade. And yep, there we go. And then the last slide that's kind of a part of this is just walking through the next steps, you know, talking to the client and setting that expectation so that they know for sure what to expect with those next steps, and we have a game plan with them.
Good. All right.
Rick, I think there's a delay. Is anyone else having a delay?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yes, he's frozen.
Yeah.
We'll give him a second to catch up.
All right, everybody. So we'll send you the slide. I will think. Yes or no? Can you guys hear me or not?
We
Yeah, you were frozen for a while.
Okay. Did we lose it still or not? We good?
Can you just rewind about a minute of what you're saying? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll go. I'm sorry for the delay. My computer having some kind of issue today. But we're gonna give all you much. Still got. Let me stop sharing. Maybe that'll help.
Okay, let's try now.
How about that? Did that work?
So
For
far.
the moment.
Okay. Is it coming back up, or am I still got delay on it?
I think you're good.
Okay. All right. So everybody. So
I keep jinxing the poor guy.
I think we should mention that a good computer connection is important when we're doing these calls.
So Karen, I know he's going to come right back on here, but I
say
think
one. I'm sorry for the.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll say it one last time. Just work on the first 3 slides, And then we get together next week. We're going to go over that and have you do that. Practice annotating and practice going through it that way. Any questions on it? We've covered a lot today.
If you guys have questions, go ahead and raise your hand. I know he's frozen, but we want to make sure we get your questions answered. I'm going to be sharing the slides. Like we said, the first 3 slides is what we're going to concentrate on.
So final questions today, just raise your hand up.
I'm going to put it in the chat feature.
Okay.
Hopefully he sees that.
So, but yeah, what he was saying is just that we'll concentrate on the first 3 slides, have you guys kind of practice those, and then when we meet next week, our training is going to continue. There's more than obviously what we've learned here, but at the beginning of our training, we'll go ahead and kind of practice what we've done today. So that's why we're going to ask you just concentrate on the first 3 slides, and then we'll see how we do next week or in the next meeting.
Yeah, and Carrie, thank you so much, and Rick, of course. I don't know if you can hear us or not, and to all of you for investing your time. And this initiative just isn't a one-time thing. It's really not just to